Good morning, Elias Mayer boys. Today we will start the new chapter as related to water resources. Basically, we will talk about the water resources of India, and the water resources of India are mainly coming from two different sources. One is surface water, another is groundwater. As we know that the earth is a blue planet because 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. Water also exists below land surface and as water vapor in the air. Water is not added or removed from the environment. It simply changes state and its location. And the constant movement of water throughout our environment is called the hydrological cycle or the water cycle that you can see in the slide. Water that was here billions of years ago still here now. The sources and the location of water on the earth are often referred to as global water budget. The earth cleans, replenishes the water supply through the hydrological or water cycle. As water precipitates back to the earth, there are two main paths that could take to complete the cycle. The first path is to fall on the earth and infiltrate into the ground. In essence, water infiltrates down through the soil, became underground or groundwater. The groundwater exists in an aquifer or an underground layer of permeable rock. Usually these are sediments, sand, gravel, soil that yields water. And aquifers are basically known as underground reservoirs of water. So let's look at them in the detail. We will first look at to the surface water. So what is a surface water? The earth has abundance of water as we know, but unfortunately only a small percent, which is only 0.3%, is even usable by humans. The other 99.7% is in the ocean, soils, ice cap and floating in the atmosphere. Most of the water used by humans comes from rivers. The visible bodies of water are referred to as surface water. Surface water can simply be described as the water that is on the surface of the earth. This includes even the ocean, rivers, streams, lakes and reservoirs. Surface waters are very important as rivers and streams constitute the flowing of surface water. The force of gravity naturally draws from the higher altitude areas, from the mountainous area towards the lower plain valley areas. Rivers obtain their water either from the groundwater or from the runoff. They constitute approximately 80% of the water used on the daily basis. Surface water is far easier to reach by human. This becomes the most common source of potable water. What basically happens is that when precipitation occurs, at that time it infiltrates in the groundwater and on the water table, which is the topmost part of the aquifer, and the ground is become saturated, it's full. The second part for the water is flow on the surface, which we call as runoff. The source of the surface waters are basically lakes, rivers. Surface water can be captured for variety of biospheric and human uses. Let's look at the groundwater. So the groundwater is defined as water that is found beneath the earth's surface in condition of 100% saturation. Okay, 98% of the earth's available fresh water is actually from the groundwater. It is about 60 times as plentiful as the fresh water found in the lakes and streams. Water in the ground travels through the pores in soil and rock and in fractures and weathered areas of bedrock. The majority of fresh water are basically found in underground soil moisture and in aquifer. Aquifer, please check the diagram. In the aquifer, where it's a bedrock area, where above the bedrock, where the water is being stored inside of it, and we create artesian well to dig out the water from the underground. The topmost layer of the aquifer is pointed as water table. Okay. In some areas, the bedrock has low permeability and porosity level, yet groundwater can still travel through the aquifers. Groundwater can travel through the fracture of the rocks or through the areas that are weathered. Okay, groundwater can feed streams, which is why river is always flowing even if there is no precipitation. Okay, let's look at the next part where we are having a comparative study between the surface water and the groundwater. As we already talked about, the surface water are on the surface of the earth, such as streams and lakes, and after that we are having the aquifer, an underground layer of water bearing permeable rock. Permeable rock is what? A layer of rock which are porous, which has holes. Through that the water can be held and water can pass easily. And below to that we will have groundwater, the water that saturates the soil, sand, rock beds and supplies for spring as well as artesian's well. Let's look at the next section, which is the most important part of this chapter, that is irrigation in India. So India is an agricultural country, as we all know. For successful agriculture, water plays a very important role and as an input material. The water that can be supplied naturally by rainfall in the agricultural fields, but if it is insufficient, then it must be provided by artificial way. This process of supplying water by artificial means are called irrigation. Agriculture needs water at the right time. All inputs may be good, but without water, agriculture cannot prosper. Irrigation is the key to success to India's agriculture because of some of the main reasons. Let's look at why irrigation is required. The first point that we will look out is the uneven distribution of rain. The average distribution of rainfall in India is about 110 centimeter. Places like Assam, West Bengal, they receive 150 to 200 centimeter of rainfall. But on the other hand, if we look at to the Rajasthan, it will not even getting 25 centimeter annually rainfall. Let's look at the next region, which is seasonal rainfall. As we know, India has a very long agricultural season, but in India's rainfall is concentrated over a 4 months from the June month to September, which is a monsoon season. But rest of the year it's mostly dry. If irrigation is provided, then at a different time, different type of crops can be grown. Another important reason is rain during the winter season. India's agriculture season is extended over winter too, but not in all location. So greater part of India experiences dry winter. There you require irrigation facility to have a all year overlong production of agricultural crops. India's monsoon, as we know, are most uncertain. Late arrival, early withdrawal affects a crop's productivity severely. Only irrigation can provide security to agriculture from such irregularity. And as we know, all the crops do not have the same water requirement. Crops like rice, wheat, sugar, cane and jute need much more water than others. Only sufficient amount of supplied by water from irrigation can meet this water needs of this kind of crops to have a good productivity. In India has experienced green revolution. The main element of green revolution is the application of regular water supply for high yielding crops. Irrigation is extremely necessary for that, even though rainfall may be sufficiently available and regular. And we can see on the other point, irrigation is necessary to extend in the frontier of cultivation into semi-arid regions. These regions has remained uncultivated because of lack of water, like Rajasthan, semi-arid region. In country like India, the need of food is increasing because of the increasing population. It is important that all possible agricultural land must be brought under the cultivation. This can be made only possible through the irrigation work. Okay. In some parts of India such as Assam, Kerala, West Bengal, coastal Karnataka and Maharashtra, rainfall is certain. But in other parts like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, rainfall is very uncertain. So irrigation in such places is indispensable. Okay. So these are the different sources of irrigation that are used depending on the amount of rainfall available. Okay. The availability of surface water, groundwater, type soil and the requirement of the crops. Next class, we will talk about different methods of irrigation. Till now, as I keep on saying, in this pandemic situation, stay at home, maintain social distancing. Thank you and stay safe.